why are we here? We are here to be happy. Agree or not? I don't think there's anybody is here to be miserable. Have you met many people who are miserable? It's true. You see, your whole being is Satchidananda. Bhagavan resides inside of you. No? God resides inside of you. That is the parcel of divinity, but you whole. That means you should be happy. By any means, happiness is something which flows naturally. It is not something that you have to do. Nowadays you hear people always say, I have to do this to be happy, I have to do that to be happy. Happiness doesn't depend on anything. Happiness is not depending on what we have, how much we have, or who we have. This is your inheritance from the divine itself to be happy. But yet, you engage yourself to make yourself more miserable. Have you seen the animal? Most of the time they're happy. Have you seen the birds? They're always chirping and being happy. Naturally, this is your state that you have to be. But yet, we have to be reminded. Remind ourselves continuously that we have to be happy. But yet our mind is so much drawn towards the outside. So if I am happy, I must be happy of having this or that or someone. Then where is your happiness? It's gone. You know, we become naturally miserable. But there is great investment in being misery. In the miserable state, there's great investment into it. You know, when you're miserable, people care for you. People sympathize with you. People look after you. People ask you how you are. No? When you are happy, does somebody come and ask you that? No, they will not ask you. So that's why I said there's great investment of being happy. Great investment of being miserable. That's what you have to think about. You know, you continuously say to yourself, yeah, I am miserable. People care for you. People attend to you. People love you. No, that's what it is, you know, when you're miserable. People look after you. You know, if somebody is joyful, does somebody ask the person, how are you today? No. But if somebody is miserable, looking at the grumpy face of that person, continuously will ask, why are you miserable? You know? How can I help you? What should I do for you? You attend. That's why this world is like that. People run to become miserable. And yet, they want to be happy. But when you are happy, what happens? You know, when you're miserable, you have a lot of people care for you. A lot of people, a lot of friends with you will entertain you. But when you become happy, what happens? They go away. Bye-bye. Why is that state? Have you noticed something when you are into the world, you know, when you are still searching about your spiritual path, you have not yet found, you have a lot of friends which will entertain you. Let's go to this pub, let's go to this festival, you know. But then you become spiritual. Everybody will like to discourage you. So why are you going to this path? You know? Why? Because you are radiant. You know, you become radiant, you become happy. The moment you become happy, they start to see their own miserable state. That you have attained to happiness. Why? You know, you have heard this saying, if I am not happy, you should not be happy. You don't have the right to be happy. So they are still in that darkness state. When they are still in that darkness state, everything appeared terrible. Happiness, like I said, is a very natural state. It's a state of who you are. There's no effort needed to be happy. But to be miserable, there is always lot of effort, because you have to go and look for things to make you unhappy. Do you notice that in your life? Huh? Analyze your life, you will see. Have you seen people who are into that blissful state? Naturally they are happy. But when they are happy like that, when you are in that joy, into that bliss, you will irritate everybody else. This is how it happened. People don't want you to be happy. You will irritate the people. You will make them more frustrated, which is good. And you should do it more often, because that's what will remind them that they have to transform. But if you sit there and sympathize with them, you are encouraging them to become more miserable. That doesn't mean that you can't help them. Help them, but remind them how ugly it is to be unhappy. Like that you will be able to do something for the society. Otherwise, you are not doing anything for society. You are just playing the same role as all these millions and billions of people are doing. If something have touched you inside, something have transformed you, all your action, whatever you do. You know, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, chapter 2, verse 49 of Bhagavad Gita, he said that, O Arjun, take refuge in knowledge. Perform all action, which is not based on a selfish motive, but it's based upon divine knowledge. For those who perform selfish motives, they are a miser. So beautifully Vyasa have wrote, what Bhagavan Krishna have spoken. It's a reminder that our aim in life must be highest. Our goal must be a goal that we can't even reach. Even if we want to reach that goal, we should not reach that goal. Strange, no? I'm telling you to set a goal where you can't even reach. Because that should not be the goal. The goal is a motive to reach there. If you don't have that motive inside of you, you don't have that excitement inside of you to reach somewhere, you will never reach anywhere. Imagine you're working so much, and then you set a certain goal. Let's say I want to get 10 million. Once you reach 10 million, what is left afterwards? You are waiting, turning your finger, waiting for a decent death to happen to you? No, put a goal where you can't reach. That is the divine aim. The highest of all. And let yourself be inspired, like Krishna said in that verse. You see, you have to perform action that is inspired you. Inspiration is the aim. If you're not inspired in what you're doing, you can't reach. You are not inspired to move forward. So that, you see, then you will do everything with a certain motive. Yes, I'm going to work in a miserable state. I'm lagging. I'm dragging my leg to go to work. There's no excitement. But when you do something with certain inspiration, certain excitement inside of you, you may work, you will not get tired. You're not looking at your watch when the time will come to go back home. You're inspired to move forward, to do it to your best. There, Bhagavan is reminding you that, yes, you have to try your best. Try your best in everything that you do in life. If you want to be truly happy, try your best to attain. But by trying, that is not the goal itself. Trying must be from something that inspired you, that push you forward always. And love is like that. You know. When we talk about love in one life, love is inspiration. Love is your being. Love is all around you. And those who perceive that, you know, those who have attained to that love, you know, those who are seated into that love, everything that they do is infused with that love. Then everything becomes perfect. You know, like Bhagavan is perfect. And Bhagavan wants that his creation is reminded to become the reflection of him. Imagine somebody come to you and said, yes, I'm very in blissful state, but yet looking at your face is miserable. Do you become an inspiration for the people? You can't inspire yourself. How do you inspire somebody else? They will run away from you. So become your being, you know. Become who you are. Get to know who you are. That parcel of love inside of you, that parcel of divinity which you hold, that potential that you hold inside of you, that's what is waiting to be awakened, you know. And this is the nature of your being, to be joyful and happy. And blissful. Because bliss is everlasting. There's nothing highest to bliss. That's why we call Bhagavan Satchidananda. No? Sat means truth. Chit means awareness. And Ananda is bliss. The true, eternal awareness, blissful state which you hold inside. It can continues to remind you of that. Not of your miserable, not of your worry, not of your pain. Like I said earlier, you see, nowadays we have taken partnership with our misery. But they have become a very great investment. And we see that every day, everywhere. Because if we are not miserable, we think that people will forget about us. For example, you know, a husband and a wife, you know. If the wife is peaceful, happy, the husband don't remember the wife. Yes or no? When the wife is miserable, automatically the husband can't forget about her. If the husband is miserable, the whole family is unhappy. But it is also a psychological game into that. Like that, he's aware of his family and his friends, you know, because we're trying to care and look after. So this game, everywhere you see it, you know. Wherever you go, you see everybody's playing that game. But when you come on the spiritual path, it teaches you that freedom what you hold inside of you. That divine aspect which is called that to be free. To be free to express yourself, to be free to be who you are. And for that you have to learn to accept yourself. You know? Because without accepting yourself, because everybody sit in that fear. If I am like, I'm being myself, I will be condemned. I will be judged. But this is fine. Let them do whatever they want to do. You be yourself. And awake into that divine glory which you hold inside of you.